Hi guys, and welcome to day 2 of our 30-day yoga challenge. Yoga every day, 15 to 20 minutes for 30 days. All right guys, let's go ahead and start in a kneeling or hero's position down on the mat. And if this position is hard for you, please take a full seated position here, or wait in hands and knees in tabletop position, and do some ankle stretches as we get going there. So for this start, I want you to go ahead and just roll those shoulders up and back. So we're letting those ankles in the front of the shins stretch. Again, modify as needed, rolling those shoulders up and back. Take a big breath up and exhale forward. Inhale, raise the hands back to the ceiling. Now again, if seated here is too difficult onto those ankles, you can do this from up here as well. So we'll take a big breath in and exhale down, reaching out forward into that puppy pose. So either way will work here. Inhaling up and exhale forward. One last time, coming up to the ceiling. Lock the hands together, thumbs find the back of the heart. Inhale back to the ceiling. Exhale the right hand to the floor. Lift the left high. Really elongate all the way down that side to the top of the hip and the pelvis. And even if you want to, let those hips sink over off of the heels and to the left. And again, you can do this one up here and not be on those ankles. Inhale, both hands back to the ceiling, reaching up high, clasp the fingers, thumbs find the back of the heart. Inhale back to the ceiling. Exhale, left hand finds the floor, right hand reaches up high. Elongate right through that shoulder, and then if you want to push those hips off to the right, gaze follows fingertips. Soften that left elbow so you can get as deep into this as possible. Inhale, left hand, come back to center at the top. Exhale, come forward. Round through the back, coming up into tabletop. And go into cat-cow on your own breath. Exhaling all the way back up. Really pull those shoulder blades apart. Tuck the pelvis in, and then opposite direction. Curl the toes underneath. Maybe feel a little tightness at the front of that ankle and shin from where we were sitting on. So sit back here and just push the hips back. Keep the arms straight. Spine is long. Stretching out those feet and the toes. Try to relax into this. Rotate those feet a little bit back and forth, really pulling out towards that pinky, and then bringing the heel back in. And out, and one more time back in. Good, come up and kind of circle out those ankles. Scrunch those toes a little bit. Now curl them back under and lift to downward dog. Walk out those feet here. Our first downward dog, so take it nice and easy. Lift the left foot nice and high, point those toes, and sweep it to the outside of the left hand. Rising up to warrior one. And out to warrior two. Sweep the hands back up to warrior one, all the way back down to the mat, and lift back downward dog. Drop the left heel, lift the right toes to the ceiling, sweep it up and forward. Lifting up, finding warrior one on this side. Open out to warrior two. back up to one, and back down again. Going back to downward dog. Same thing, we're gonna repeat this a couple of times, guys. Lift the left toes nice and high, engage the glutes, sweep it forward. Use those ab muscles to really sweep that forward. Lifting up, find warrior one, warrior two. Sinking a little bit deeper as you come into these poses, warrior one, and back down again. Downward dog. Drop the left heel, lift the right toes. Sweep it forward. Find warrior one. Warrior two. Back to one. And back down again. Last downward dog here. Hold it here. Pedal out those feet again if you want to. Take a couple of breaths. Drop the knees to the floor and tricep push-up, coming all the way down. Roll those shoulders back and lift a baby cobra. And relax. So when we lift into baby cobras, we're using our back and not using our hands so much. So keep those hands light, lift them just gently off of the mat, and again, lift to baby cobra, and back down. And lift, and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down, and one more, in and up, and exhale down. Keep those hands right underneath the shoulders. Give me 4 tricep push-ups. Nice and slow. Remember, we don't rush these. Elbows are coming back. You can be on knees or toes. Coming up top, and pull all the way up to plank. Now, if you can't go to plank, that's okay. Stay on your knees. Drop the knees out wide and sink back to child's pose. And just take a couple of breaths here, guys. Settle in, loosen up that lower back. Started to create a little bit of breath and a little bit of warmth in the core. We're going to keep that wide-legged child's pose, reaching out in front of you. Lift those hands up, nice and strong. So this is our beach ball, guys. We're going to hold this beach ball here. Drop the shoulders low from the ears. Take a big breath. And we're going to lower that ball down and lift back up. Really engaging all the way through those spinal erector muscles. Coming down to the mat. And lifting back up. We want our backs to be nice and strong. And you can modify this by bending those elbows. Coming in here just a little closer. And lifting back up. Good. You can leave the knees wide if you want to. Drop the right arm to the floor, reach it out, and come over into a deep, deep side bend. Again, you can be up high on your knees if you can't do this on your heels. Lifting back up to the top. And to the other side. Drop that left hand, reach it out long. And up and over. Sink over to the right hip. Really push the hip opposite of the direction of your fingertips here. Get as deep as you feel comfortable. Gaze can, of course, follow fingertips or go up to the ceiling. Coming back up to the top, sweep those arms up again. Exhale forward, slide them all the way forward, roll through angry cat back, tuck the toes underneath, and lift to downward dog. Again, walk them out. And begin to walk them up to the hands at the front of the mat. Staying with hands on the floor or a block or your shin, whatever's comfortable here. We're going to take the right toes behind, point the toes out, and lift them straight. So we're going for a straight line here. Straight leg, maybe not straight line all the way to your shoulders. If you can, that's wonderful. Get a great lift of the glute. Keep those hips nice and flat to the floor. Stretching that left hamstring and calf. And trying to keep that right toe pointed. We're going to drop the right toe down so it comes right below the left heel and stand up. Sweep the arms up. So we're working into that left glute here. Balance, balance, balance. Reach the arms forward. And again, reach back with that right foot, warrior three. Holding strong. Coming back to center. Inhale up to the ceiling. Exhale, find our first forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. Take the left foot this time, toes extend behind, hips flat to the mat, and lift. Again, hands can be to the floor, to a block, to your shin. Technically, I feel like I should have a block here. I'm a little tight this morning. So I'm rotating just a bit to hold this. So try to stay as flat as you can. Really got to squeeze that left glute here. Really push that thigh, the back of the knee straight on both legs. Drop the left foot so that it comes right behind the right heel. Rising up, find your balance. Hands overhead. I shouldn't have looked. This is my weaker side. I knew I shouldn't have looked on my weaker side. Hold strong here at the top. Good, bring the hands back down together. Lift the back toes again, find warrior three, reaching forward. Try to elongate through the back of the knee. And come back to standing position. Good, inhale, back to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway up, lift. And exhale all the way down. Rise up to center. You can ragdoll or come up vertebrae by vertebrae. Find your low tree pose to start with. And as you're ready, you can raise that below or above your knee. Again, we're just really working on activating the glute, activating the core, and finding strength in these still positions. Once you're comfortable there, and you can definitely hold on to a chair or the wall at this point as well in order to get a good stretch, a good balance. Reach back with the right hand, find the right ankle, and come forward. Once again, push through the back of the knee on the left leg, nice and straight. Pulling that heel to the hip and elongating, lifting with the right quad. Really lift and extend here. Getting a nice stretch and good stability. Release that foot, coming back to neutral. Take the feet a little bit wider this time, toes turned out right on the edge of your mat. Inhale to the ceiling. Exhale, coming down through the center, pushing back, forward fold. And let's add just a little bit of movement to this here. Our toes are turned out, so we're getting a little bit different stretch anyway. Perfect. Heel toe those feet back together, hip width apart. Toes forward, and reverse swan dive that back to the ceiling. Coming up strong through the core. Hands down through heart center. Same thing coming into our low tree pose to start with. Don't sink out here in your hip. Tuck it in nice and tight. Glute is toned. Quads are charged. And as you're ready and you find that balance, lift that foot below or above your knee. One side's always trickier than the other. Lock in to a spot out in front of you. And again, think about that glute doing all the work here. As you're ready, reach back with the left hand, find the left ankle. Reaching forward with the right. Start by just stretching easy into that left quad. And then find that lift and that strength. Opening back behind the knee, pushing backward with that right leg. Finding that great stretch through the left quad. And let's not forget back and shoulders. Core is in, spine is long. And release this back to the mat. Inhale, take a big breath to the ceiling. Hands come together, drop down into chair pose. And all the way down to the mat. Step or hop back, find downward dog. And walk it out. And hold. Coming down through plank, chaturanga or tricep push-up, upward dog, and back to child's pose. You can go wide knee here if you want to, or keep them together. Relax the head and neck here. Release the jaw. Make sure you're not holding any tension still in that upper body at all. And draw the hands back up to center. And again, you can go to a seated position here if you don't want to stay in this pose. Otherwise, we'll take our last 60 seconds here. Roll those shoulders up and back. Maybe stretch out the neck, whatever feels good, whatever you need here before we settle in. And you can close the eyes, palms to ceiling if you'd like. And we'll just relax and go through your positive meditation, positive thoughts for today. Set your intentions. If you find your mind wandering towards your to-do list, come back to thinking about everything that you are thankful and grateful for. And as you're ready, again, move and wiggle, whatever feels good. Get that energy flow coming back through you. Inhale, big breath to the ceiling. Exhale through heart center. And thank you so much for being here with me today. Namaste.